first high grade I ever got. It's a 1:44 scale model of, I have
It
to
looks
hold
pretty
him like
cool.
this because he's sword. This is Barbados, the lupus model from Iron-Blooded Orphans. It is legitimately the funniest mobile suit to ever exist because I'm so sorry. I saw you snorting that and I thought it was like drugs.
I'm just snorting that good old coke. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. I'm your host, Rishi, and I'm joined here today with our amazing co-host and resident best friend, Ryan. Say hello to everyone, Ryan.
What's up? Today we're going to subject you to the lore of Ace Combat and also maybe our opinions on movies.
I watched Mission Impossible, Dead,
Dead Rising, Dead
Dead
Reckoning.
Rising, Dead
No, Dead
Reckoning,
Reckoning,
Dead
part one.
Reckoning, Part
Dead
One.
Rising sounds
What
like
was
a zombie movie.
Dead Rising? I'm pretty sure is a zombie game or movie. I think both.
Dead
Whatever.
Rising is a game. Yeah,
It's a game. Yeah. Um, you haven't seen it, right?
I'm not going to.
You're
You
not gonna
cannot.
see it.
You cannot convince
So,
me to go to a movie theater.
spoiler alert. Yeah, first off, side note, Ryan doesn't like movie theaters.
I don't like movies.
He doesn't like movies, but
I
get
don't. I can't go
for
to
as
movies.
long as I can remember, I'm gonna say since before The Force Awakens. No, it was even much before The Force Awakens even.
Long before The Force Awakens.
I
It
don't remember the
this
first movie that I
it
realized that you just
started in middle school because that's when we got our Chromebooks.
right. I don't remember what the movie was, but it was when I first it was a long time ago when we were in middle school. Yeah, what he said when we were in middle school that I learned that he doesn't watch movies, he reads them on Wikipedia.
Okay, I used to read him on Wikipedia. Now I read him on Trope Talks.
Right, yeah, of course. Big leap forward for
It
him.
is. It's
Um
massive.
um it's not something I can wrap my head around. I don't understand how he doesn't like so like not like in movie theaters is one thing. I won't understand that. But like I can like understand maybe where you're coming from with movie theaters because it's just so many people. It's just this and that and that and this. You could just
Sometimes you
watch it
go
at
to movie
home.
theaters. See,
I maybe
26.
get
Yes,
it.
this one. Sometimes you go to movie theaters, right? And you've seen the clip of the guy who's watching Across the Spider-Verse, and when Miles says, "I'm Spider-Man," he out loud goes, "What?" Like loudly, like yells that into the theater.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't put up with people like that. There's another guy who did
Ryan,
that,
people don't
except
generally do that a lot. It's
there's
very few
another guy.
people.
God, I know. I need to tell you this. There's another
Oh
guy who
yeah.
saw like Into the Spider Verse, and when he saw Miles, he yelled, "He's black!" at the top of his lungs. Like, okay, buddy, sure,
All
you do
right. See, if you're
you.
worried about things like that or people disturbing the movie, I can understand you not wanting to go to a movie theater.
C22.
Forget about all that. My
Well,
brother in
well,
Christ, he does not like watching movies.
saying that I don't like watching movies is
Period.
kind of a logical fallacy. It's more like I don't have the energy to sit still in a movie
I
theater.
do not believe that. Okay, movie theater is one thing, but you just said you don't like watching movies.
Oh, I mean, oh boy, there's no way to make me look good in this situation. Okay,
No, there isn't. Because, like I said, well, also saying that you can't sit still in a movie theater, underlying issues we need to talk about. But that's one thing
like your
maybe I can
schizophrenia.
understand. Maybe I can understand you not like liking to sit in a movie theater. Like I understand it's not for everyone. For me, I love movie theaters. I always have, always will. I also collect movie tickets.
Yeah, if you follow Rishi on Instagram, you'll see that whenever he
I
watches a movie, he posts just the ticket stub.
Yeah. And then the
It's
emojis will just have something to do with the movie.
yeah, it's always great
So, like for Dead Reckoning, it was a mountain and a motorcycle because that one the stunt in the movie was him driving off of a mountain on a
on
motorcycle.
a motorcycle.
But this is besides
One
the
of these
point.
days,
I
Tom Cruise is
love
gonna kill himself.
I really hope not though. The thing is like not liking to go to movie theaters is something I can understand. I can
You have
wrap my
said
head
that
around.
4 times
I've
now.
said that
Just
four
get to the
times
point. Just
because
get to the
I'm
point.
trying because every time I'm trying to get to the point, you say something. So shut the fuck up.
Say it again, please.
You just don't like watching movies. That's what you just said. You said you don't like watching movies.
I guess I do. Like, it's a lot easier for me to consume like ARG stuff nowadays.
How
Like,
long does
okay,
that
so
take for you to get through, Ryan? Break
like,
down the numbers for me. For everyone
okay,
at home, break down the numbers.
so I had a guy back at UIC. His name was Zahir, and what
Uh-huh.
we would do is every night we would watch one episode of any analog horror series, right?
Yeah.
So for this one, we're gonna start. We started with the Mandela Catalog because the Mandela
Right.
Catalog is a good one, and on average, an episode is 10 minutes long.
Right.
We watch it for 10 minutes, and then we go our separate ways.
Okay. So why can't you do that with the movie?
I want you to. Okay, there is a very large time difference between 10 minutes and 2 hours.
What do you mean? You can break movies up over multiple days.
I'm not doing that.
So that's just a you thing then.
It is a me thing.
So do you
I
watch
am
TV shows?
no, not even a little bit.
Right. Yeah. Okay. There, we've been friends since fifth grade.
And this is the one
The
thing
next
we
year,
will. No,
we've
I
been
lied about the one
next
thing.
year. Next year it's going to be no. This year is 10 years. Five,
Yeah,
six, seven,
we're gonna
eight, nine,
sure.
10, 11,
10 is a good.
12,
10 is a
13,
nice round number. Let's go with that.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Freshman, sophomore, junior. No, this is our ninth year. Next
Okay,
year, it
next
will
year
be
is 10.
10 years.
I keep
So
jerking my
next year,
finger
we'll
around.
be friends for 10 years. 10 years
And
is
you
a
still
long
don't
time for
understand
people
us.
to. We still find out new things about each other. We're not like surprised about it, but it's just
It's
information
like
that we just
it makes
never knew.
sense.
Like
It
we
makes
can
sense in context, but
he
like,
will say something to me and I'll be like, or I'll say something to him, and he'll be like,
huh? Like I will audibly go, huh?
yeah.
Like, like a villager.
But like at the end of the day, it tracks. Character
Sure.
wise, it tracks. Like it's not like if I suddenly came out
Exactly.
the blue with like if I really just like a haymaker straight to the face about some piece of like this crucial piece. Like I had a brother that he never knew about. That's like something that is not track, right?
No, it doesn't
But
make
if I
sense.
say
If
something,
you had a brother, you would not have been put through coffee tables as a child.
oh yeah, yeah about that. Um,
Is that
see,
something
even
we
when I
can put
told
on
him
the
that, even when I told him
yeah
about coffee tables,
about the coffee table
about
thing?
the coffee table, something he's
I
never
was
heard
like,
about.
that makes
Yeah,
sense.
like I can see how that has affected Rishi and how that really tracks with who he is as a person today.
Yeah,
So we learn new things about each other. And the more that we've learned, the more I've realized. So Ryan and I are really, and I mean like identical in like topics here and there,
we're
right? Because
disturbingly
we
similar.
consume, yeah, just like it's like weirdly similar. Because the thing is, we don't consume any of this media together ever.
We consume it. The last piece of media we consumed together was Bo Burnham's Inside, and Rishi has feelings about that.
That
Most of those
that's a
feelings
whole
being
other can of
abject
worms.
sobbing.
But no, like besides like video games, but even then, it's not
Uh,
like it was what Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, right?
yeah,
I was like the
you're
big
not.
one.
We're
Or
not
watch
gonna have.
like there's not like major discussion you gotta have around that because we didn't even play the story mode. We just played missions.
Story mode
We
was one
never
player. We're not gonna play that
we never consumed movies, TV shows, anything together.
together.
So okay, here we never consumed things of pop culture, like significant pop culture together, right? I would say, I don't,
Yeah, that's
right?
three. I would that makes sense. I would say
Yeah, like I don't think so. But we will both mention one specific thing of pop culture. We both have the exact same opinion on it. We both have the exact same level of knowledge on it. It's wild how like this like it correlates. But at the same time, there's moments where him and I are on complete different sides of the spectrum. Like
and
I am so in touch with what's going on in the internet, and I mean like to a disgusting degree. That sounded really, really
Rishi is what
bad.
you guys might call chronically online.
I'm not
I am what you guys
okay.
might call chronically offline.
No, I'm not chronically online. Like I'm aware of like internet shit, right? Like things that are going on, but like not to the degree of like influencers, I would say. Like I don't know it to that degree, but I know enough to like have a stable conversation. like Colleen Billinger's or what the hell you want to say, her apology video, things like that. Like that's
Col-
like base level stuff for me.
the, okay,
Things
Colleen.
above that,
Do you mean
like
Colleen's groomer video?
yeah,
She
Colleen's
pulled
groom.
out a
Like
ukulele.
I'm not a groomer. I'm just a loser. I don't know how to. I didn't know I was not supposed to talk to fans. That thing. That's like base level for me. Above that was oh my god, was it who the fuck? Holy shit! Who did the Instagram story of a woman giving birth?
Why would I know this?
See, things like that. Even that is surface level for me because I'm like on the like I know things. Like I pay attention to what's going on the internet because I just find it interesting, amusing. He complete opposite side. He doesn't know. Right. Same thing with movies and TV shows. I watch movies. I watch TV shows. Like right now, I just finished watching They Clone Tyrone. Great movie. Highly recommend it.
Oh,
Uh,
they cloned Tyrone. I saw a trailer for that.
you got me really excited for like the first half of the sentence.
I
I
will
saw
watch it.
a trailer for that.
Wait, hang on. Have you seen? Sorry, complete. No, keep talking about don't clone Tyrone first.
We
I know I horribly slurred that.
did you just say when you say you
Yeah,
horribly slurred it? It just sounds
I
like you just it's so
yeah.
it
I
registered
was
in my
trying to
head that
say
you've just said like a slur, but
I was trying to say don't clone.
oh, my watch wants to translate a slur into a different language. But
I
besides
was
the
trying to
point.
say don't clone Tyrone, but like I horribly slurred my words, so it sounded like I was talking out of a coma.
No, no.
22,
What is it? They
26,
clone Tyrone. It's a
28.
good movie, right?
They cloned Tyrone.
Yeah, they clone Tyrone. And
I
then
said it wrong.
yeah, you did say like horribly wrong. And then like Snowfall, I'm watching, right? It's an older, like not
Snowfall.
older, but like it ended April. Like I'm watching the show, right? I'm like up to season 5. Good fucking show. Ryan, on the other hand, no bueno.
Uh, there is one I'm watching. The only pieces of media I plan on consuming are the FNAF movie and the new Castlevania show that's coming out on Netflix.
Another season or a new show?
It's a completely okay, so it's a completely new show because it's not following Trevor or any of the old cast anymore. It's following Richter Belmont.
Okay.
That dude is hilarious, by the way, in Castlevania canon.
Dude, I wish I was into Castlevania so badly. Because the thing is, the genre wise, setting wise, character wise, everything clicks for me. Fantasy,
Are
like
you
dark fantasy, vampires, all that stuff. I love it. But for some reason, I can't watch the show. I just can't watch it. I don't know why. I can't find anything really objectively bad. I think for me, it's the pacing. The pacing is uncomfortable for me because it's a little too slow for my liking. I like fast pace, or not like fast pace, but like a faster pace, right?
you don't like shows that are slow burn?
Yeah, no, I don't like. Depends though. That depends. There are shows that I've watched that are somewhat slow burn, but like okay, there's a show I watch. Wu Tang, right?
Wu
The
Tang, all
saga.
right.
It's I would personally consider it a slow burn because it wasn't up until like season 2 that they actually I think it was season 2 or 3 maybe that they actually
One of
started making music together.
together.
So it took a long. There were so many episodes of me watching of them, you know, making music independently and saying, "Oh no, I won't do it anymore." And I'm like, it was a slower build up over time, but I enjoyed
Yeah.
it. But for some reason with Castlevania, I don't know why. I like the action. I like the animation. I love everything about it. But I think it is just the pacing alone. I just cannot get over it.
Yeah, no, that's
I don't
completely
know why.
fair.
Yeah.
Every every single piece of media, I think, has a barrier to entry that you have to be willing to overcome if you want to interact with that media in a meaningful way. Like
Yeah.
Berserk, you have to be very willing to watch, to read, to look at a lot of sexual assault.
Not not even not only sexual assault. You just gotta look at it as just sad shit. It's just sad. It's just so sad. As
The
someone
first
who
appearance of
read
Guts
Berserk.
on screen is him balls deep in a demon, canonically.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah,
I thought like the first time you saw him, who's just I was about to say maybe you're on a different website, but never mind.
Wait, like no, in Berserk, in the first chapter,
Yeah,
when you open it, he's balls
yeah,
deep in it, deep in it.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah.
that
No, no.
you were
I
there.
thought like you like the first time you saw Berserk on like screen, you watched something. The first thing you saw was him balls deep, and I was like, oh, I
Yeah,
don't know
that
if you're
might
on
be.
the right
Yeah,
website.
that might be the. Nah, that's
Yeah, you might
Berserk.
not be on the right website. No, but like, it's like no, Berserk is a good example. That is a slow burn, in my opinion, because it doesn't take up into because I read it by volume, right? Because the way I was
Yeah.
reading, I didn't
C
realize
29,
I was
C
going to say the
30.
chap when I was reading it, I was reading it
Uh-huh.
by volume, and I didn't know
Yeah.
I was reading it by volume. And I was about to say these are some long ass chapters. He releases stuff on a almost weekly basis. That's crazy.
And the answer was no.
No, no, they were all volumes. So like it was volume 12. I think it was volume 12, right? Yeah, volume 12 is
I
when
haven't no,
Griffith.
I haven't read Berserk, dude.
I know you haven't. And I don't even recommend you reading it, Ryan. I don't think
No,
it's something
no,
you
I know.
can read.
I've tried to pick it up multiple times, but it's just not something I can get
I have to
like
get back
involved with.
into it. It takes eff I'll take it takes effort to read because I would try to finish a volume. I would try to finish 2 volumes a day. Ryan, look at me.
You would try to finish two
I would
volumes
try to
a day.
finish 2 volumes of Berserk in a day.
Do you hate yourself?
I don't know what was happening because I would read it on my phone, right? So it wasn't even like a big screen. I
Yeah,
would
no,
literally
that's
double tap the screen so it would zoom in. I would go panel by panel, double tap out, scroll, double tap, panel by panel, double tap, scroll. I don't know what I was doing. Like my mom would tell me, Rishi, what? Like she actively told me, like Rishi, put your phone down. What are you doing on your phone for so long? I'm like, I'm reading a book. It's like, geez, I don't know how I was reading. And I would get upset if I didn't finish 2 volumes a day. I actually
you
got upset that I
have a
didn't
habit
finish two
of
volumes.
making incredibly self-destructive lifestyle choices.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I gotta get back into reading it. What happened was I lost track of where I was and the way I was reading it, it didn't like keep track of
Yeah,
where I
you
was
don't have
reading.
bookmarks and stuff.
So yeah, there's no bookmark. So I gotta get back into it. I gotta figure out what volume I was on. That's a whole can of worms I gotta deal with. But
Oh yeah,
Berserk is
also
yeah.
yeah, it's so good. But God, it's so depressing to
It
deal
is
with sometimes.
so depressing to deal with.
I
What is
mean,
that, a wing?
no, it's
A
a gun.
gun. It's a gun. He's got a gun.
Did someone say the war crime machine 9000? Uh, okay, so it looks like
And
this.
then
Then I
oh, you
touch
said
C.
you're looking forward to the FNAF movie.
Yeah, no, kind of.
No? You
I'm
just said you're
looking.
gonna watch it though.
I'm gonna watch it because my friends are taking me to watch it.
Oh, that's cool, Ryan. Yeah. hmm Friends taken out to go see movies. Cool,
Yeah,
man.
I'm also going this
Cool.
Sunday to Indiana Dunes.
Oh, yeah. For some reason I thought you just misspoke Indiana Jones.
No,
Because that's also coming out on Sunday. I think Sunday or Monday.
no,
Indiana
Indiana Jones
Jones.
is already out.
No, it comes out July 30th.
No, it's already out. I've seen
Yeah.
people have been leaving reviews about this.
No way. Oh, the Dial of Destiny.
Did I put this thing
Oh,
in backwards?
June 30th. Are you kidding me? It's gonna be out for a month, dude. I gotta watch this. Like stat.
I feel like you'd enjoy House, Rishi.
House, like the TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I used to watch it.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah,
tracks.
yeah, yeah.
See, that's it. That's another example right there, chat. Chat. That's another example right there, guys, of us just knowing things about each other like that.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I watched House. I didn't even think you'd know about House.
No, I haven't watched House, but it's a classic, dude.
See, no, you saying that itself is getting me more confused. How do you like? know
How
that
do I
I
know about
like it
House?
even. Like
Rishi,
you okay, how do you know
Rishi,
about it? Not just
how do
about
I?
it.
Okay, so I know about it because my YouTube started No, Ariel fell over. I know about it because my YouTube started recommending me clips from House, and I watched a few clips. One of the clips I have is saved to my TikTok, which is House going like to a black athlete. He going, you know why you're black? And the black athlete immediately going, because God loves me more than you. I really like that scene, by the way. And I did a little bit more research into it. Uh, I learned about that one. I watched a compilation of that one guy turn into the next House. That was fun. That was a fun little compilation. And then I learned that House was a Sherlock Holmes adaptation.
Did not know that. I did not know it was
Yeah,
a Sherlock Holmes adaptation.
that's the most interesting thing I've heard, legitimately. And yeah, I have trolled the TV tropes page for House multiple times.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, and and I figured you would like it or that you would have seen it because you went through a phase in middle school where you liked Sherlock,
Yeah.
like the show Sherlock, not the
Yeah, yeah.
character Sherlock. So I was just like in my mind, I was like, yeah, it makes sense for him to like House.
No, yeah, yeah. I did like House. At that point though, I was a wee little baby boy when I watched it, so half the stuff went over my head and half the stuff I just was not allowed to watch. So that was fun. But
What half,
n
Rishi? I'm
let's not
curious now.
let's not specify the half
No,
that I wasn't allowed to.
no, I am actually curious though. What half? Like
There's a lot of like, okay,
intercourse?
yeah, no shit. It's a
Right.
medical drama
Why does that have to do with people duking it out in the
because
bedroom?
it's a medical drama. That's like that stuff just happens, I guess. I don't know. I'm not in the medical field. I'm not a doctor. Speaking of racism, um,
Racism, let's do that, huh? If you're racist and you know what, clap
dude,
your hands.
oh
Guys,
my
what the
God,
heck?
um, Instagram Reels is
Instagram Reels are
fucked.
racist?
No, the things that people post on Instagram Reels is fucked. Now,
Ah,
here's one thing I gotta mention. The racism I'm talking about is not the racism that I was about to say you know and love. The
that
racism
I am
that
thinking about.
yeah, it's not the racism you think of. I would consider it diet racism, right? Mainly because it's towards Indian people that I see it a lot. And it's like weird. And sometimes it comes from people that I know. And I'm like, not like creators, but like people that I think I quote unquote
People that you
know
have
or like I
interacted with.
follow in on Instagram. Like I'll see them post things or say things. I'm like, what you mean by
I
that?
like where this is going.
Like what do you mean by that? Please elaborate your thoughts and emotions on this. Like half the time, if so Indian street food. First off, food in India is a very big thing. It's like very important to us. So in Indian street food is on its own. It's a league of its own, right? They're the different yeah, I guess for lack of a better term, the different factions of food in India can't really be compared to one another because they're like their own separate entity. So Indian
Yeah.
street food is very big, right? And it's generally like an experience to go and you eat there.
Uh-huh.
You eat at a stall, right? And every time I see a video of that, and half the time it's like pani puri, right?
Ah, yes,
So
the
that
classic.
naturally is a messy dish because it's like it's a lot of
It's
liquid
water.
and you got
There's
to eat
water
it
in it.
really yeah, pretty much just water.
The
Not
word
pretty much.
pani
It's
in pani puri means water.
means
There's
water,
water in this dish.
and then puri is just like the shell. That's literally it.
It's like
So
it's the crunchy bit
the crunchy bit. So when you eat it, obviously the liquid, the water is can sometimes get
everywhere.
everywhere, right? Because you got to eat it really quickly. So a lot of times I'll see, like sometimes I'll go on Instagram and I'll like see a reel. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Let me look at it, right? Let me see this guy make some pani puri, and I see it. And generally, everyone in the videos like having fun. I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. That looks unique. That doesn't look like something I've had before, or a variation of the dish that I have had before, right?
Uh-huh.
But I go in the comments
You go in the comments.
because
And
maybe
what do
I go in the comments because sometimes I don't know where the video takes place because dishes and the styles of dishes vary from different parts of
from
depending on the
different parts of
parts of
India. Yeah.
obviously very similar to the US,
Wait,
right?
is this
Obviously.
Indian on Indian racism?
No. Oh my
Okay.
God, no. It's weird. Every single thing is it's just like it attacks hygiene, right? It's like, oh, you guys are so
Hygiene.
unhygienic. I'm like, never look in a chef's like never look in a kitchen, a restaurant kitchen. You'll never want to eat there again. It's like a thing. Doesn't like
Yeah. Fast food kitchens are not made to be
yeah.
healthy. They're made to be like
Most food, yeah,
fast.
most kitchens you go to, not like oh yeah. So most kitchens you go to, you don't look at the kitchen where they cook the food because if you look at it, you will feel grossed out because the way it seems to you is oh, it's all dirty. It's not all spick and span clean, right?
Yeah.
But that's besides the point. This is street food, right? So if you
You're
were
on
to
the
go,
street. Good
supposing,
luck.
just supposing you were gonna go to a hot dog stand, I don't know if the guy is following proper
Hygiene
hygiene
at the hot dog stand.
rules, right?
It
Like
doesn't matter.
I'm just gonna
I'm
say
not here for
the
that.
taco truck. I'm just gonna say the guy's not following any food truck or any food stand. I'm just gonna wager that they're not really following proper food
And I'm
hygiene,
going to eat the
right?
food
Right? And
anyways.
you're still eating it. You're still eating it. So everyone in the comments points that out. I was like, oh, this hygiene stuff. Oh my God. And I'm like, see, the hygiene maybe I can understand because I get it. I've seen
Sometimes you walk
kitchens in
into an
India
Indian restaurant and there's
and I'm like
flies
this
everywhere.
and I'm like, this is disgusting. Like I will admit there's
I have
certain
walked
parts.
into like Baskin Robbins before in India
Yeah.
and there's like just flies everywhere for no real
It
reason.
just yeah. Flies in India are like a whole other it's like they're also on a league of their own. But like I've seen
American. Mhm.
Indian restaurants in India, and I've seen the kitchens, and I'm like, oh, I wasn't gonna eat to begin with, but now I'm definitely not gonna eat there. Like I understand there are definitely some hygiene issues here and there, but the things they point out or the way they say it is like they got to get their hygiene up. Like they keep shitting in the street. That one, they keep shitting in the streets. I'm like, why do you say that? I
Why,
want you to
why'd you
tell
phrase
me.
it like that?
Why'd you say that? See, I just want to understand where you're coming from, right? You racist piece of shit. Um,
How much time do you have
or
left on your timer, real quick?
8 minutes. We got oh on my other thing, we've just been
Yeah.
filming for 27 minutes.
All right, so one more.
We got a little bit more time to go. But no, one big one I saw. Sometimes I'll like see like hair tutorial. I don't know what it is, but sometimes I'll see something that just like catches my eye and I'll click on it. And I'll sometimes just go to the comments. And if something Indian is involved in the video, you know for sure someone's gonna say they smell like curry, they shit in the streets,
God,
they
Jesus.
look ugly.
Good Lord.
Now I come to you as
I come
another
to you.
human being. I come to you
I
as
come
another human being.
as another
Just
human being.
let's
I come.
swap Indian out for some other race. Go ahead. I dare you. Now say the same comments. Come on. Say
I
it.
don't know why you're saying it
You
like
won't.
that to me.
But no, I'm saying like if I were to like they will never say those things to another race besides like Indian people.
Yeah, because they have completely different racial biases and stereotypes.
Exactly. I don't know why they have like such an issue with like Indian people. Like you guys gotta like cool it a little bit. Like maybe
Are they still mad that we took all of their jobs?
well, I'm not even like upset that we took them. I'm kind of glad if you
Why
guys are
would you
acting
be
like this.
upset? You're the guys, you're one of the people taking the
Hey,
jobs. So am I.
oopsies, you're right. No,
What do you
but
mean by
like,
oopsies?
oopsies. No, but like, I'll hear things even like day to day life. Someone will say
Day to
something to
day.
me,
Like your
and
coworkers?
not my coworkers, not my like people that I work with. They're nice to me, right? They understand. But like, I'll hear things while I'm at work from either just other people in general. And I'm like, what makes you think? Like, I won't do anything, right? Because I don't want to lose. I'm not gonna get fired
I don't want
over
to get
your
fired over this
bigoted,
thing.
they over your bigoted ass. But like, why are you saying things like what's? I want to sit down and talk to some of these people. I'm like, what makes you feel this way? What makes you feel like you can say these things about Indian people so
and not
confidently, and now,
just in
God
public.
forbid someone call them racist, because then they say, "No, I'm not being racist," right? Of
I'm not
course,
being racist. They
generalizing
actually poop in
someone
the streets.
just I'm not being racist. I'm just generalizing a whole group of people based on their race and stereotyping them
I
based
do want to
on their race,
mention
and often
this
negative
isn't this
stereotypes.
is not going to help your argument at all,
Yeah,
but one of my uncles one time we were in India and
yeah,
I had to go to the bathroom out in like the market
yeah.
and this uncle, he's a very no nonsense person. He took me into an alley and he points at the alley and he goes, "There, go." Like,
No,
sir,
here's the thing. I'll be the first to mention that happens. Yeah, but when they say it as if you walk down the street and everywhere you look, people shitting in the streets. I'm like, we've got bathrooms.
that's
Like,
the cow.
you could,
That's the cow's
like you
problems.
could, you can cool it, my guy. And I'm like, I don't know, because a part of me is like mad, right? Obviously, but like, I
Yeah,
don't like,
obviously. But the rest of you is just kind of like, what's the
just
point?
confused. Like,
That too.
how? Because they're also
How
the
do you
first
hold
person to say, "Hey,
views
I'm
like
not
that?
racist," right? Like, exactly. Like, how do you hold a racist view, like a blatantly, like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you swap out Indian with another race, it is a blatantly race. It's, oh my God, just like right in your face racist. But from now, this is everyone watching or listening at home. This is my personal experience. Maybe if you are of a different race and you notice these trends happening within your community, or people saying things about your race or about your community, that is your personal. I'm pretty much speaking from my own experience, because I'm, well, an Indian person in America, but I'm crazy. I know, hard to believe. If you didn't know, now you know. Um,
I am the opposite.
he is not an Indian person. He is also not in America. Um,
I've been filming from Venezuela this whole time.
he's so your backdrop just falls as a piece of cardboard.
Dun dun dun.
um, no, but I'm like, what? Like, how is this possible?
How are you so confidently saying these things as though you're not
Yeah,
in public?
yeah. And I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm like really confused. And like, albeit there are moments where Indian people are racist to other Indian people, but it's funny because we can be racist to ourselves. It's not, you guys can't say anything about it. But
We call dibs.
yeah, we call it, we can make fun of
We
ourselves.
call dibs.
Yeah, we can make fun
I
of
can't,
ourselves. You guys can
I'm,
say it. You guys can't say
I'm
anything about
so
us.
sorry. I can't believe I said that. We
Yeah, it's
call
wild. We
dibs.
call dibs on, being racist against other Indian people. No, but like, I don't, it's weird. Like every time I see it, I'm like, I want to like, I don't know if I'm like, if I want to like strangle them or just like
Sit them down and
question
be
their
like,
upbringing.
question.
Yeah, strangle them or see if they've had fatherless behavior. No,
Fatherless.
I don't know why that came to my head, but yeah, either like strangle them or like sit them like, what's what's going on?
Do you need a hug?
I think you need a hug.
I'm not
I
gonna
think you,
give you a hug, but like, do you
yeah,
need a
yeah.
hug?
No, I know you don't like Indian people, but like, what's going on? What's up?
I
But
don't like Indian people. My God, bro.
dude, it's weird. And it's not only on like on Instagram Reels is where I see it, like in the comments so prominently. I don't know why
Ah,
I see it
yes,
there.
the
But like on
comics.
TikTok, every once in a while, I'll come across a TikTok, and it's like, it's not as blatantly racist as the comments, but it's like some of that diet racism. I'm like, where was your thought process? What led you to this point? Like, I want to understand. If you were
Did
to
you
take
get
one
cheated
step
on?
forward, what would that be? If you were to take one step forward, would you just call me a slur at that point? Like, what's going on? What's happening there? I don't
That
know. I
reminds
don't.
me.
It's
That
just,
reminds me of a meme I saw where someone was like, "Well, I'm replacing the words in it so that it matches up with your point better." But someone was like, "Hey, I never really felt like a real Indian because like I was born here in America, and I
yeah,
always felt out of touch with my culture. So thank you to the guy in the subway who called me a racial slur."
dude. Exactly that. I would say it was until I moved to Tech. My life turned around when I moved to Texas, for
It
better or
really
for
did.
worse. But until I moved to Texas, I did not like being Indian because the other Indian people that I met were either like really focused on school, and I didn't like that. Right? That's something. No, Indian people were my friends, but I didn't want to be. It's like no, I want to be as far away from Indian culture as possible because no one that
X,
I
Y, and Z
associated
reasons.
with, no one that I was friends with, besides Ryan and some other friends here and
Besides
there,
me.
were like Indian, right? And all
Awesome.
right, so basically what I was trying to say was the FNAF movie, I think
Yeah, there's no way to make this segue look natural, my guy. I'm
no,
sorry.
no. Okay. What were they talking about? I completely forgot. It wasn't even that
Let's
long ago.
legitimately talk about something else.
Yeah. The FNAF movie. That's what I wanted to talk about that for the past 20 minutes.
Okay. So
Um,
what do you think? You haven't seen it yet, but are you
but the movie
first of
hasn't
all,
even come out yet.
are you going to watch it?
Yeah. I'm going to go to the movie theaters so that when I'm old and wrinkly, I show my grandkids, see this right here? Let me tell you about something called the Bite of 87.
Oh my God.
Dude.
I'm gonna
Oh my God.
I
Did you
can't wait.
watch, okay, did you watch the new Mad Pat video about
I
FNAF?
no I maybe. No, I haven't watched all of it. I watched the first few
It came
seconds
out
and I was like
yesterday.
boring.
Oh,
It's
dude.
about Ruin, right? The Ruin
Yeah.
DLC.
How it's no longer, how it might no longer be about like ghosts and spirits, how it might just be AI.
Okay. So I don't want that to happen.
Oh my God. Jeez. When I heard that, I literally closed out of the video. I'm like, I can't do this. The worst part is, okay, first off, let's focus on that. We've already mentioned how the story of
The
FNAF
story of FNAF was designed by a madman, and it just
at this
doesn't
point
make sense.
is just sunken cost fallacy. We just are continuing with the story because we've spent so long watching it, paying attention to the story.
Plus, I don't think Scott is involved anymore.
No, he's not. But
He's involved with the
I think
movie.
he no, he's not
He's involved with the.
involved, but I think he's involved,
Can
if
I
you know what I
just
mean.
shove this in without having to open the hand, or do I have to open the hand
Oh,
first?
shoving something in without opening hands. All right. Um,
Okay. I'm
no,
going
what
to
I
have
was
to
trying to
rip
say
off the
was,
back of this guy's hand. What
and
you were
just
trying to say
before that,
was
I
just before
watched
that.
a video. You remember New Rock Stars?
No,
They break down like Marvel movies and TV shows.
absolutely not. I have no
All
idea
right.
who these people are.
So I like Marvel movies and TV shows, right? I was really liking Secret Invasion. Um,
Why'd you say
I would
was?
say because besides Loki and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Secret Invasion is really good. I would say up until the last fight scene because it was a lot of CGI and you could tell it was a lot
Mm-hmm.
of CGI. Like I understood why it wasn't like an unnecessary CGI. It was because
I'm
there
gonna
was
take a
super
wild guess
scrolls.
and yeah, Super Scrolls. I
There was
figured.
super scrolls. So I'm like, okay, I can see why I had to do CGI for this. Because as much as I like CGI, I do like practical effects because I just like the craftsmanship behind it. Just like the
It's
thought that
so
someone took time and energy to create this thing is
I
just
don't
cool
know.
to
I
me.
don't know if you have seen specifically this, but I got to see the practical suit that they used for the Prey movie, right?
Right.
And it's so cool.
It's
It
so
looks
cool.
real. It moves on command. It
It's
growls.
cool. It's cool. It's cool. But like
It's
that's what I'm
sick,
saying.
bro.
But like I'm like willing to forgive it because who
It's Marvel.
knows when Secret Invasions was shot and finished, when post production was finished, it might have been in the middle of COVID, right?
Yeah.
Because that was the case with like Dead Reckoning, was that it was filmed like during COVID. It was filmed while COVID was still
A
very
thing.
much an issue that people had to worry about. Not that you don't have to worry about it today, but like it affected people deeply at that point. So who knows when this was filmed? I haven't done research as to when it was filmed. That's not my issue. The issue I have right now, why I say it was one of my favorite, is because Colonel Rhodes. Oh, first off, spoilers. Okay, if you haven't
Spoilers.
seen Secret Invasion, Um,
Also put the spoiler warning at like the beginning of the video and like in the description.
yeah, I'll put it in the description. I'll put it just before this portion because if I put it in the
But
beginning, I don't know if people could remember
you gotta play
up
that same
until
music too. Ba, 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 ba.
spoiler. Yeah, spoiler warning for Secret
Secret Invasion.
Invasion.
If you were watching that,
Yeah, if you were watching it. Colonel Rose is a scroll, right? We learned about that. Like, wait, Colonel Rhodes was a scroll. We learned about that like halfway through the show, right? So it was big news, but we're like, okay, well, since when was he a scroll, right? For how long has he been a scroll? It was a big topic, and I was under the belief, same as like New Rockstars, we were like, I say we as if we're like buddies and we talk about it, but like
you
I
both
was
had the
under the same
same belief.
assumption as them, as in like, oh, it's definitely like after Endgame, right? There's
Yeah,
no way they would touch that after Endgame because when I was watching the show, the way I understood it was after Infinity War and Endgame that uh
Rhodes
Gravik,
became.
no, no, it was when Gravik was like, okay, we gotta take over the world now for Skrulls. Like we gotta control the world for Skrulls. I thought it was after Endgame that that happened. No, because at the end of episode 6, Colonel Rose is found and he's surprised, like he can't walk, obviously. He can't walk, right? He, if you guys remember Civil War,
Three
and he's in
cheers
a
for Iron Man.
and he's in a hospital gown, right? So my first thing was, okay, now I remember that he had surgery done to from one of Stark's like nanobots to
Yeah,
help him
he
walk.
got the super sick braces too.
Yeah, right. So he got like a lot of stuff. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe he was undergoing surgery from like an updated version, and then in the middle of it, like something happened and he got, abducted, right? So it would make sense. He was not able to walk properly. Who knows how being sedentary like that for so long might affect someone? Apparently, I don't know if this is still the case, but apparently the director or the creator, whoever it was, um, I can actually tell you. Give me one split second. And now you got me singing that song.
Da, 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 da. Give me just 1 second.
Um, let me make sure everything's good. I don't know why it disconnected from me. Sorry about that. But okay. Well, once Ryan comes back. Okay,
Yeah,
so in the video, they were saying, Eric Ross was saying, oh, what if this was after Civil War because he's wearing a gown and he's surprised he can't walk? I was thinking, there's no way. How could you jump to such a conclusion? They would never touch the sanctity that is Endgame because that is Colonel Rhodes cried when Tony Stark died. He was at the funeral. I was like, there's no way that this was touched on. And that people in the comics are like, there's, I don't think it was Civil War either. I'm like, yeah, there's no way.
yeah, it'd be
Um,
rude.
Apparently, the director of the series, Ali Salem, confirmed the gown and walking struggle means Rhodey was a scroll since Civil War.
Which inadvertently cheapens all scenes that he was in.
Exactly. Exactly.
Congrats, you played yourself.
And people are thinking, because there's a moment in the show where someone's father is turns out to be a scroll and he does care for the child almost as if it's their own, right? And someone was like, oh, maybe at the end, maybe during the funeral, the scroll Colonel Rhodes still cared for Tony because he had all of, or she had all of Colonel Rhodes's memories. I'm like, that still cheapens it out. Like I understand, you know, making the scrolls seem like they've been in this universe. They've been infiltrating for so long. That's cool. They could have infiltrated other world leaders since Civil War, but like Colonel Rhodes, that was a very delicate subject because of his integral part in like within like so many things within Endgame, within Infinity War and Endgame. So I don't know how to feel about it because Like it feels insincere all
We
of a
had
sudden.
this exact same conversation either last episode or in one of the many unreleased episodes we did, where we talked
Yeah.
about the Amazing Spider-Man run and about how doing certain rewrites
I think
like
it was the
this
last
cheapens,
episode. Yeah.
yeah, cheapens moments like this.
Cheapens
And there are
moments.
moments where there are ways you can do it right, like incredibly
Yeah.
resoundingly right. And there are
Yeah.
moments like this where you can do it wrong.
Correct. Moment where we could do it right was uh showing that other world leaders turns out to be scrolls, maybe integral parts of uh Infinity War and Endgame, recurring characters turns out that they were scrolls all along. So,
Bro, how messed up? No,
but
actually not
it's
messed up. How
Colonel
funny would
Rhodes.
it be? How funny would it be if, if, um, if Thanos was a scroll? Starts throwing hands with the director.
Yeah, at that point, I feel like I might actually have to stop watching Marvel, which is not
I
something I
stopped.
thought I
Yeah.
would ever say.
Yeah. Honestly, what I did is I stopped caring a
Yeah,
long time
no,
ago.
it's just, Marvel means a lot to me. So, Marvel movies in particular
Yeah.
mean a lot to me. So, I don't know.
I think
I'm
the
like
whole
so
point of Secret
lost as to
Invasion was to foreshadow that Colonel Rhodes was a Skrull. And like the rest of
the
it
whole
was
the
just
whole point
incidental.
the whole point of Secret Invasion, I feel like, well, I guess I can understand what you're saying, but I feel like the whole point of Secret Invasion was to show that we've, whoa, crazy, secretly been invaded. Oh my God,
Oh
so
no,
crazy.
we've accidentally
How
made
how
another anti-Semitic.
crazy? How crazy could it be? Because it's gonna lead into Secret Wars, right? Where it's like you don't know who to trust, you don't know who's who. Um, but I did like what they did was they made the US president pretty bad by saying that he was gonna hunt down all scrolls and kill them. And then Nick Fury was like, "Well, I was like on your team up until like you made like a hateful message. You're gonna kill all of them.
These
Not the right
hateful vibes
call.
are not you, brother.
It was not cool at all." And I like that, right? Because sometimes I think, okay, how is like I saw a meme where it was like, uh, the alien like um an alien map of the Earth, and it's just America. Because every like almost every alien movie, somehow, some way, aliens only invade America,
They don't care
right?
about the rest of the world.
They
No,
don't care about the rest of the world.
they gotta
Like
deal with
Canada
the
is
rest
like
of the world.
always, Canada never has to worry about a single world ending event because it never affects them in some way, shape, or form.
There's a movie that well, not a movie. There's a fake document. Okay, God, there are. Okay, so there are these projects that I really enjoy because they mimic real life to an
Yeah.
event, to an extent. They're kind of like found footage horror movies, except they're not horror and they're not found footage, but they're
Yeah.
like rooted in the sort of belief that it's real. For example, I think it's called Don't Look Up, the specific one. It's about aliens and they're
Yeah.
talking to
Yeah.
the world and they talk to the world by dropping rocks on us. Okay, so they drop
Yeah.
a
I know.
bunch
I know
of
what you're
rocks
talking
on us.
about.
All of the world leaders freak out and they blow up the rocks and they like start shooting at the alien ships. And then some dude, he like I don't know, he decodes the rock falling patterns and he goes, "Oh my God, the aliens, they're trying to communicate with us." Except it's too late. We've actually angered all the aliens and now we're all going to die because they're dropping rocks everywhere. And one of the final shots is this genuinely unsettling scene of like a missile defense system and it's like shows it shows like the top of the world, like the top of the world, and there's just this uncountable amount of rocks falling straight down and you can hear the people like try to get like NASA and stuff try to get in contact with like the Paris to get in contact with other world leaders, except
Yeah.
they can't because they're all dead.
Damn. That's dark. No, but yeah. So, I'm really hoping that the director just walks back and like, I actually no, that's not what I meant. And it turns out that he was just under surgery for something else entirely for his leg and stuff, and he was there
He's
during
probably not
Endgame.
going to. He's probably not going
I
to.
really hope that they do. I really, really hope that they do.
I
Because
you're
like that's
saying
like
that. but they're definitely not
I
going
know
to.
they're like, yeah, I understand, but it's like this is that was like a crazy thing for me to learn.
There's another thing that's like
Yeah,
less MCU related, which
yeah.
which is like a problem, which is that Secret Invasion and well, first of all, New World Order, they're changing the title. They have to change the title because the original one was like anti-Semitic, I think.
I don't remember the original one, so
I
I
don't
have no
know. No,
idea.
they New World Order was the original one.
Okay, I can
It's
see.
it's not
Yeah,
it's not great.
that's not the greatest,
And just sort of another thing where like uh
especially for what the topic is.
another thing where like you know how Secret Invasion is a thing. You know how Secret Invasion stars an alien race with
Yeah.
pointy ears and hooked noses. One could say that they're
Oh,
greedy.
that's yeah, that's
I'm
crazy.
not okay. I'm not saying Secret Wars is anti-Semitic, but I
Yeah,
am saying that the whole concept of an alien race that can mimic us perfectly and is trying to destroy us from the inside is anti-Semitic.
I can see what you're saying. Yeah, for sure. I guess that is a delicate story. They get like very very
That no one
delicately
touches with
tell.
delicacy ever. They're not going to.
I know what I'm saying is like I here's the thing. Now, this is my personal opinion. You can tell a story of an alien race that is secretly invading humans.
And
There have
not
been stories like that
yeah, and not make it anti-Semitic.
and not make it anti-Semitic. But at the same time, you can very easily make it anti-Semitic.
J.K.
The
Rowling wasn't
fact,
even trying when
no,
she
yeah,
made
she
the
was that was the whole other thing. That's crazy. The fact that it's easy for you to make something anti-Semitic, it's itself an issue that we need to talk that we need to address. But you can make a story about an alien race that has the ability to mimic anyone, right? That can be a
of that
terrifying thing. It can be
story.
like a psychological horror. It can be interesting, right? Uh, I can see where people were saying that the show was touching on some anti-Semitic, topics,
Wait, people?
especially
Like other people?
apparently. I didn't read too much into it, but apparently people
I
were
was
saying
the
that the
only.
show is
I thought it was.
anti-Semitic.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I
It.
haven't,
I
I
can see
haven't,
it.
I haven't seen it. I haven't read into it, so I don't know. I'm just gonna say I don't know. I've just heard that's
It
the
also
case.
definitely doesn't help that like shows like this are loved by anti-Semites
Yeah, yeah, that doesn't
because it
really
100%
help.
validates their belief system.
I guess one thing that I would give the show props for is that after the president said that these people need to be hunted and killed, that um
Nick Fury was like,
yeah,
"Bro,
Nick Fury was like, "What the fuck did you just say?" Like now you have people going out there like your personal little mercenaries going out here and killing Skrulls who aren't all bad. Like there are definitely a group of them who were bad, but they're
I'm
they're
supposed
they're nice people.
that's the fucking funniest thing you've ever said.
What?
Not all
Not all Skrulls are bad. Yeah.
the racial allegories we are hitting here
Oh yeah,
on
that's crazy.
complete
Here,
accident.
fine, fine. Not all people are bad because there's its own race of not
I was
race.
talking about the
Literally,
show,
it's its own
not you, dude.
species of people entirely. But like, not everyone who's a scroll is bad. Like, you'll have bad scrolls, you have good scrolls, you have fucking right down the middle scrolls. Like, it doesn't like they're
You have
like their own
communist
species.
scrolls. We
Yeah,
don't
you have your
understand
own.
those guys.
You don't like there are bad scrolls, but we kind of took care of them. In fact, they took care of themselves by leaving Gravik to begin with. Like most of them like left entirely or were killed by Gravik. But Nick Fury said literally it's like you now have people going out here killing innocent scrolls, but also now just killing innocent people. And I like that they mentioned that. I like that. Not
Yeah.
I think it's because it shows that how you might perceive scrolls. Okay. now is gonna get a little touchy. But like when you said like, being anti-Semitic, if you're saying, oh yeah, these scrolls are bad, and you are an anti-Semite and you want to kill these scrolls, now all of a sudden the main hero is telling you that you are a bad person if you are doing that. I understand me saying it like that, it really like waters it down. It doesn't really sound that authentic. But I like
Okay,
that they did that. You know what
one
I mean?
question, one problem with that whole thing.
Yeah.
What makes a good scroll?
Just a nice person who doesn't,
Eh,
because the issue was that like Nick Fury understood that he was the bad person and he was the reason why scrolls were retaliating against humans. But I guess a bad scroll would be someone who just like kills innocent people. Same way a bad person would be someone who just kills innocent scrolls. That was the main issue, was that Nick Fury was like, you gotta like stop killing these people. I will take full responsibility. Graphic was like, no, thank you. We want you guys to wipe each other out. Those, I would objectively say that those are some bad people.
yeah,
Now that's
no,
just gonna be me.
100%.
I understand that might be a bit of a unpopular opinion. A certain individual who wants everyone else to wipe themselves out, bit unpopular. But what I'm saying is I like how he mentioned, because throughout the entire time, if you're like an outsider viewing this, you might just see Skulls as a bad person, and now all of a sudden the president is saying you got to kill them all. I like how they made sure that Nick Fury is like, hey, no, that was a fucked up thing to say. Like you can't just say that. Like that's
Yeah,
just mean. Like we're trying to find them a home. There's no planet, so we're trying to make them a home on Earth. But like now I want to like, just like kill them all, which is crazy, which is wild. So I'm glad that they did that for whatever that's worth, I guess. I
yeah.
don't know.
It's like it's pretty good.
It just shows that there is nuance, that they there's nuance, and there's sensitive topics that they are aware about and they are trying to address in
Yeah, I mean,
some way,
like it's
shape, or form.
paper thin
It's paper
nuance, but
thin,
like
but like I understand. Like
it's
it's
there.
crazy if during it he just started making comments that were similar to those, you know, you know what I mean? Like it'd be weird if someone who did not draw the connection suddenly through the show telling them drew a connection between people being mean to scrolls and anti-Semites. That is like its own thing that I don't think they wanted to begin with. And I don't think anyone wants is you watching a show and you don't like you perceive it as a good you viewing it and you're like a regular nice person, and then suddenly the show says, oh, by the way that people are viewing the scrolls is the same way as anti-Semites, and we don't like that. A little interesting, right? I don't think they really want to draw that comparison for those who even have that type of mindset to suddenly see it that way. You know what I
They
mean?
did. They definitely didn't want to, but like the
Yeah.
comparison was going to be drawn regardless.
The comparison was going to be drawn regardless, but I just don't think that they wanted to do it themselves, which I can kind of understand why. But at the same time, I'm glad that they showed that, yes, albeit I don't know how effective it was, but like it's a fucking TV show about it's a TV show about superhero scroll. It's a TV show about the dude from Pulp Fiction, who, by the way, is friends with Avengers in Marvel Universe. It's about a show where aliens are invading Earth. Have already been on Earth, by the way, and now are starting to want to take over Earth. And they've also developed superpowers. Tell me, how can you take this shit seriously? Right? It's a fucking goofy ass concept. But like I like how they have tried to show that there's nuance, that no, having this mindset is fucked. Like you cannot have this mindset if you want to kill them all. And I like that they're almost telling the viewer that no, you can't have that mindset. Because if the viewer's like, oh, we got to kill off all the scrolls, obviously the guys are like, no, that's fucked. The writer's like, hey, you can't. That's fuck you. You can't do that.
Yeah, but
You're a piece of shit.
hopefully they do stick with this take with like the rest of the MCU
That's the
because
whole. Yeah, no.
the
As
MCU
far as
has
I know, when
had
it comes to
inconsistent
yeah,
writing before. So
yeah.
if
I mean, because there are different writers who want to tell like different stories in different directions. That's like its whole other thing that unfortunately we can't really control. Which hopefully Disney fucking pays their writers better. Jesus Christ, and also their VFX team. Holy shit, they need to unionize. Besides the
everyone,
point, everyone needs to unionize. Go unionize. class solidarity, and we need
Literally,
to
you can
unite the
legitimately
proletariat,
cripple every
overthrow
single
the
corporation.
1%. We
You can
can
cripple
easily
every single
just
corporation
fucking don't go into
if
work.
you just stop working,
Just stop. Just
because
stop.
legitimately, all these big corporations keep stepping on their own toes, trying to kill us all off.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
news,
It's
you're going to also start seeing this a lot more. News outlets are going to start reporting unfavorably on the strikes because,
of course.
Disney, Warner
Of
Brothers,
course.
whatever, owned news corporations.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Warner,
no,
either like Universal or some company, they cut down all they
Universal,
cut, yeah,
Universal.
they super trimmed all the trees to force all the strikers to be out in the heat,
Yeah,
which
because the
is,
strikers use the trees as shade because it's
yeah,
fucking summertime. And it
that's
turns
illegal,
out
by the
it's
way,
illegal
due to
because it was
tree law.
maintained by the state of California.
Yeah, but Universal got fined $250. So,
Are you kidding me? That's it?
that's
Not 250 million?
$250.
I can do that every day of the week and not need to, like, they won't even think about it.
I
That's
mean, they can't.
fucked.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, no. That's
Laws are
beside,
threats
yeah,
enacted by the ruling class, and the police are basically just an occupying army.
exactly. No, they're literally just, um,
I like how you said exactly, just like, okay, you're just trying to zoom past the topic now before I start like rioting.
no, I was gonna go on with it. I was gonna say, yeah,
Oh,
no, the
okay.
police
Yo,
are
dog.
the police are it's just we're in a police state where laws are meant to protect the top 1%, and wealth hoarding is a serious issue that we need to worry about, and there's no longer such thing as a uh lower class, middle class,
There's no such thing as a
upper
middle
middle
class. There's
class.
just the lower
Yeah,
class,
it's just called it is just poor and uber rich,
the
and
haves and have-nots.
has and have nots. Every single billionaire is fucking evil because there's no way they should be having $1 billion. Mathematically speaking, they have
There
to
is
be
no
fucking
ethical
people
way
over
to obtain
zero.
$1 billion.
And if you have any issue with what we're saying, just do a little bit of research. You fucking idiot. Um, uh,
Who's gonna have a problem with what we're saying?
there's
We
a
have
lot of people who have
no,
issues with
Rishi. We have
anti-capitalist.
no. You don't understand. We have
Oh yeah,
6 viewers.
6 viewers. All 6 of them are definitely socialist, anti-capitalist,
None of
proletariat
them have left any
workers.
comment on any of our videos before. If this is the thing that does it, I will I will laugh. You get the
I will
first
laugh really hard.
our next video is just gonna be a clip of me cackling my like nuts off.
See, that's violent, but no, you got to unionize, guys. You have to unionize. Um, your corporation doesn't care about you. If you think for a second, oh, my boss, my corporation cares about me, they don't. They really
You
couldn't give
know,
less of a shit. If you leave today, they will find someone else tomorrow. They do not care. Um, so we
I
were
like
talking about
how
Marvel
I like how the what's it called? The thing. I don't know what it's called.
topic.
No, no, it's like a video title. The
It,
cover image of
yeah,
episode 19 is just the cover image of episode 18, except we're not wearing tinfoil hats.
exactly. I was trying to figure out what do I do for that one, and I was like, ah, screw it. We'll figure something out for this one. But what was I saying about eating the
Okay.
rich
How about
in
let's
their?
talk about something completely different now. How would
We
you
got
like to hear
like
about a game called Ace Combat?
we've got no more time.
Oh,
We got to talk
I
about Ace
lied.
Combat next episode. Um,
If I do, legitimately, it's just going to be you reacting to the lore of Ace Combat because it's kind of nutters.
uh-huh.
You're going to love it, unless you hate it.
Yeah, I'm gonna love it unless I hate it.
Okay,
I
also,
love those
it's
odds.
right, so do your
All right.
thingy.
Thank you everyone so much for watching. Uh, thank you for sticking through all the way to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, I love you. Mwah. If you're listening to this on Spotify, I love you. Mwah. I hopefully that picked up on the mic.
It
Uh,
did. I heard it.
we'll see you guys next week.
All right,
Adios,
see
au
you next
revoir, de
week.
bonne journée, un bon weekend. Bye bye.
Bon weekend.